and he does a couple of bars in for for each dance. Right, so the
Thanks,
pavan
Steve.
will be at this sort of speed. Right, and the galliard, between the pavan and the galliard, we'll do a bit of tabbering just to get the rhythm. And it's okay.
David, can you mute? Thank you.
Let me just get rid of that one there. Right, so the pavan in a slow and stately, and 2 bars in. Oh, sorry, I'm playing something else, aren't I?
We seem to have lost Gillian.
Wow, it was great up to that
point.
Right.
We lost you, Gillian.
Ah.
And then you come back again. You're back now.
Yep. You all froze. Yeah, there's one bar there which needs a bit of practice, isn't there?
That was pretty awesome, though, and up to the point where we lost you, that was so difficult, wasn't it? I was just in awe of how you managed to play it. To be honest with you, it's quite tricky, isn't it?
But yeah, that last bit, I did had do 5 minutes practice on it this morning, but it's not enough. Just
Wow,
that quaver bar. The quaver bar is tricky.
wow.
Yeah.
I think I'd need at least 5 days of practice on that. Oh dear. Oh, that was great though. Thanks ever so much for that. That was really awesome. Aha. Um, well, I suppose well, if we're going through the things that Terry suggested, maybe I'll have a go at the Pasa el Agua, my Julieta. Um, have a go at that. Um, so that's on page 2 of volume 2 of the Taborers Treasury. And if you're going from the book version, um, I think what's happened is I think Terry has put in an editorial change. He's in the latest stuff that he sent around. He's if you look at the third stave down, um, then at the end of the first bar in the third stave down, um, he's put a kind of a section division and repeat marks. So basically, so it goes after that bit repeats, and then the rest of it repeats. So that's kind of the way I'm going to be playing it. And he also sent around a higher part as well, which you're very welcome to do. But I'm just going to be playing the lower part that's on the page here. Okay, so I don't know if the zoom factor is going to creep in, but I'll give it I'll give it a go. See if I can play it.
That was very good. That's a fun piece.
Can I?
I have to admit, I when I was practicing it, when I thought I ought to try and play one of these ones that Terry suggested, um, I suddenly realised that it was kind of wanting me to play in the same style that I used for the Rose Moresque for the yeah, it's about the same period as the Gresley manuscript, and yeah, it's got that kind of long notes at the end of stuff, which yeah, when we were doing the Rose Moresque, we just found that the the stepping, the phrase ending stepping from the orchesography Moresque um, seemed to fit quite well in the Gresley tunes. It also seems to fit quite well in this, but
Frappe.
massively, massively conjectural. Massively conjectural.
I've played it before, and when you played it, I went through the route that you were taking, and I added a repeat sign on the third staff, the first bar, because
Yes. Yeah.
and I put a repeat in for just that section.
Yeah, I did sort of say that at the beginning, but maybe
yeah, but
maybe
I
that
wrote it in the music because
yeah.
that's how I've always heard it to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was very good. I wanted to remind people, when you play, make sure you turn on original sound. I think it's the drum that shuts down the internet, so make sure you go up to original sound.
Can I just ask? Is there a half closed fingering on that one?
Yeah, there is.
That lower notes.
Yeah, it's for the D sharp. Yeah. So
Whatever that is. Yeah, it's on that lowest
so,
note.
yeah, so it's if you look at the music, it's the last bar on the second stave.
Yeah, but when I'm playing, I'm not. I look at the music, but it doesn't really make any difference to me really, because I'm looking at what you're doing or hearing it, and that's what I need to know.
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. So it's in the so it's that bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that bit there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the one. Yeah, all good fun. Haha.
Great.
Well, I don't know. Does anybody fancy playing the third one that Terry suggested? That's the Branle Gervais. I don't know, Elizabeth. Did you fancy doing that one, or you? Don't do it if we're putting you on the spot.
I can try it. I'm familiar with the first part. Yeah. So lots of repeats. We can do about this fast. So everybody can play along. Is that a good speed?
Sounds good. Can we get everybody to mute, please? Stephanie, you need to mute.
Oh, what page is it on, please? I'm still looking.
Page 1.
It's page 1. Page 1 of volume 2.
Thank you.
The Gervais.
I think. Yeah, cool.
Okay, so so I'll give 2 bars in. I'm on a D pipe. 1, 2, 1, 2. the top.
Hooray!
Sorry about the middle section. It's 5 a.m. here.
You are amazing, Elizabeth.
I'm
You
not
are
really
incredible.
awake.
You are
I might be
amazing.
playing into my dream.
Thank you for being here at all. That's amazing.
Oh, I love you guys. This is so much fun.
Wow, that's brilliant. Well, that's awesome. Well, okay. Well, we've done all three of Terry's things. And well, Terry seems to have dropped off, so let's hope that he's all right. He's recovering in hospital from his accident on his electric bike. So that's why he's not here today. But we're wishing him lots of Taboring goodwill. We're wafting our Taboring goodwill through the ether.
Would you be able to send him a card from the society?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, actually. Yes, I should do that. Yes. Yes, I'll do that.
How long has he been in hospital?
Only 2 or 3 days. Oh, 3 or 4 days now, I think.
Really?
Yeah. He broke his hip.
Oh gosh, not very good.
And, so they're giving him a new hip and
Yeah.
roaring round the roads of Worcestershire and Herefordshire on his little electric bike.
Yes.
Yeah, well, let's hope that he wasn't practicing his tabor pipe as he was cycling. Well, I'm sure he wasn't actually. He's a very responsible man. Yeah, yeah. No, we wish him all the best, and it's fantastic all the music that he's providing for us, isn't it? It's really great, really excellent. Right, who would like to play? Who would like to play next? Do we have a volunteer? Yes, we have Neil. Hooray!
I'll volunteer because I've got the page open.
Excellent.
I do worry about Terry because I've just recently bought myself an electric bike.
Right.
That doesn't matter. Right, okay. Yeah, Branald de Burgoyne on page 2 because I'm familiar with this tune, but I've no idea what pattern I'm going to drum to it. I mean, normally I end up it just falls apart, but we'll see what happens. I'm assuming everyone's found the music because it's right there. Anyway, Branald de Burgoyne, which apparently yes, Gervais as well. Yeah, right. Okay. So it's down to the Ardida. random drumming, but
Well, it sounded pretty good to me, actually.
Sounds all right to me.
Yeah, whoa, that's great. Yeah, thanks ever so much. Really nice. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how one does a Bronze de Bourgogne. I'll have to look it up, actually.
I don't know. No. Yeah.
I bet Carlos has got an elaborate pattern.
Yeah, but he has. I'm sure he has. Yes.
I remember us all trying to beat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Oh yes. Well, that was good fun, wasn't it? Yeah. Do you remember how hard we had to work in that session? We were worked harder than absolutely anybody else. You know, we went late to every coffee break or missed it altogether. Oh, that was fabulous. Aha. Right. So, right. Well,
Can I
do we have?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I get a problem in this hole at the back. A little bubble appears, and when I play G, and it's coming quite frequently. I wondered if anybody else has that problem and how to avoid it.
Oh, yeah. I sometimes have that problem if there's a lot of sputum going down the pipe.
Yeah.
And that for me particularly happens if I'm playing outdoors in the cold, or if I've actually eaten something that makes me salivate quite a lot just before I play.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, just keep wiping the thing out.
Yeah, you can just do this thing, you know, quite a lot.
I've got one of those things. It just bubbled up as soon as I started playing just now, and I'm inside and it's quite warm. So
yeah, well, I don't.
Do you
know,
oil
really.
the bore of your pipe at all?
no.
It may make a difference. Whether it make it better or worse, I don't know, but it might make a difference.
So what sort of oil would I use?
I just use rapeseed oil that I use for cooking.
And where would I do it?
Just get a swab and wipe it up
inside.
The bore. Not too much.
Yeah, you need to be quite careful. There are some videos of how to do it. So yes, it might be worth checking one of those before you.
It does. It certainly makes a difference to how a wooden pipe plays and the tone of it. Mine certainly perform better after I've oiled them.
But
I see Gillian's nodding. So
I remember Paul Hawksborough showed me how he did his. He's got a spaghetti jar, and he fills it with oil and puts the whole pipe in it. He does this once every 3 years or so, you know, and then lets it dry out. You know, drains it out. But it does tend to happen on a lot of pipes. You know, just as you start playing, because there is condensation from your breath. Of course, your breath is moister, and the pipe is just cooler than your breath. And when the pipe warms up, it gets less of a problem. And it's worse on metal pipes, obviously, because the condensation issue is much bigger. Aluminium pipes, terrible, you know, for that.
When you're oiling, you have to be really careful about the windway. You don't want any oil on the head joint or the windway.
No.
Ever. It's bad for it. But just use a swab when you're playing. For now, just get a coat hanger and put a piece of good cotton cloth, like an old T-shirt, and
Thank you.
Yeah.
As a matter of interest, with things like a low D or even a G, how do people get a swab right up to the top end?
Well, I've asked Barry Lloyd to actually specifically make me a thing long enough. So
Rob has made me a stick long enough with a hole, you know, like the plastic one, but made of wood, and it's long enough to get right up to the top.
Is it like this one? It's got a hole in it at the top.
Yeah.
And I put a bit of calico in it.
Yeah. Mine's old pillowcase. I use old cotton pillowcase. Really good.
It goes all the way, all the way.
Can I recommend the cheap alternative, which is a piece of kitchen roll?
Oh, I wouldn't want us to get that lost up there.
But I wouldn't want to get anything stuck up there.
No,
Exactly.
no.
There is an alternative method again from Paul Hawksborough. He has a piece of dowel.
Yes.
This is dowel. This is dowel.
I'm not touching that.
No, and he pokes the block out of the end of the pipe, and then he does a draw through, and there's quite a lot of it, like a flute draw through, and then he just puts the block back in on all of his pipes. You know,
I'm not brave enough to do that.
I do that. I do that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
You're a brave woman.
All my pipes.
Yeah.
But this is for taking the block out of that bit there. But how often would people take the block out?
He cleaned his after every performance.
I don't.
But for actual oiling, it was only every 2 or 3 years. I think he was doing. He'd do light oil, and then he would do this soaking business. But so on some of my instruments, I can easily just push the block out, and it works. And it fits back exactly every time. It's probably the same with you, Gillian. The bins pipes, particularly.
They're tighter. They're tighter.
Yeah, but they always go back in exactly.
Oh
right.
yes. Oh yes. No problem. Yeah. I find that sometimes when I've been playing, I know, several months, certain notes are just hard to get. Yeah. So I give it a thorough, knock the block out, give it because it can get nasty up there. Give it a thorough clean, oil it, put it back together again, and it's wonderful.
Yes. It's worth cleaning the windways sometimes. I just use a piece of card for that.
Now, Jez suggested using, those tiny little brushes you get from the dentist.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He uses that.
Yeah. I just cut a strip of stiffish card which fitted and just cleaned the gunge out. Because I'm afraid gunge does build up. It's just a fact.
Just does. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was a jolly interesting discussion, wasn't it?
Well, it's useful, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Useful, yes.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm always careful to follow the advice of the maker on oiling.
Well, Mark Binns does a couple of good videos. He forwarded to me.
Right.
Yeah, he has. Yeah. Yeah, I think Viv, you've probably got it. Is that a Terry Mann one you've got there? It looked like it was.
Recorder forums also have
this one.
this similar thing because
which one, Viv?
Recorder.
Called Western Whistles.
Western Whistles. Oh, okay.
This is all complete folklore because none of us is actually old enough to know if any of this stuff works. These things last for like hundreds of years, and nobody knows actually what is the best thing to do. I mean, and any old oil will work.
Yes.
I mean, this is lined with Danish oil.
Yeah. Well, when I asked Mary Hulsons about hers, she suggested that almond oil, which is what I use for my flute, is a bit too light. And she just said, either olive oil or rapeseed if you don't like the flavour of olive, something which is a bit heavier than almond.
I know that.
But the point is, it doesn't actually soak into the wood more than a few thousandths of an inch.
No.
What it does is it sets. And if you use a light oil, it's going to come out a lot quicker than if you use something like a varnish, like Danish oil, which wouldn't. But as I say, it's not scientific.
Mark Binns uses walnut oil, and he says you have to be really, really careful to make sure there's none in the joint, otherwise it sets like super glue.
Right.
But in my recorder playing days, it was always a case of, you mustn't get any oil on the block. That's really bad. So I asked Charlie Wells about it, and he said, I don't see why not.
There are recorders which have plastic blocks, which are non-absorbent. Yeah. It's actually really interesting because the standard wood is it's a type of what's it called?
It's a cedar.
Cedar.
Yeah, but it's actually Virginia something or other. It comes from the west coast of America.
Western red cedar, probably.
Sorry.
Western red cedar, probably then.
No, it's not Western. No, it's not Western. It's Eastern, right. And it's not actually cedar. It's actually I'm trying to think of the Latin name for it. Anyway, it's very hard to get hold of, and of course the thing about it is it stays in place because it soaks up the moisture and it swells, and that's what holds it in place. And the problem with using other types of wood is that either when it gets wet, it gets furry and the sound gets wrecked, or else it doesn't stay in place. It doesn't absorb the moisture. So this is a problem I have, which I haven't solved. But it's very interesting. But basically, I can't see any reason why you couldn't soak your Virginialis thingy in oil. I've never done it, but it's not science. None of us are old enough to know if this stuff works in the long term or not.
So it wouldn't be caveat emptor, it would be caveats something meaning. Yeah, the oiling person.
Well, the other issue is about whether it's good for your health to be in contact with particular kinds of oil.
Yes.
Because I've got a pipe here, which is an interesting one in that respect. This one comes from Ibiza. Whoops, it's gone on the floor. No, there it is. And it's quite an interesting pipe. It's made of a cane, and it's a traditional pipe in Ibiza. And then they discovered that all the Taborers were getting mouth cancer, and it was due to the sap in this cane. So they resolved that by making a mouthpiece cap to protect you from the cane. The cap is made of lead. I've got this one for display, but I never play it myself. I've never played it. and interestingly, it's a TTT, not so many in Spanish, in Iberian Peninsula are TST, but this is a TTT. Yeah, Flaviol, Galabay fingering. Yeah.
Whoa. Well, is it time for a tune?
Well, I've got a suggestion.
Oh yes.
Well, I really enjoyed that tune. I really like the way Neil played it, the Broad of Burgoyne. But I'd like to play it again, slower. And I'm not. If you can transpose it, I just look at that music and I play what I see, and I start on a different note. So you've just got to transpose it down a bit. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
There. That's what I'm going to start it on. Okay. But not reading music. It doesn't bother me what key it's in. So there we go.
Okay. So everybody needs to mute. Mute.
Mute.
Hooray! That was fun.
Well, I just had to keep going. You know, I just have to think if I've done bits wrong, I just keep going. Because that's kind of my ambition for the sake of Morris. You just keep going as long as you keep the rhythm up.
That sounded
When
good
you
to
play it
me.
in that key, you've got to put your little finger over the end to get.
That would be my ambition, but I haven't. I fluffed it by taking that note up.
It. I just
So
said, play the note.
Oh, right. Well, you might. Well, I was taking it up. So instead of going, that would be my ambition, just for the sake of keeping going. I just, yeah, rejigged it. But yes, you're quite right. It's quite nice to put that little half note in on the bottom, isn't it?
When we had one of our sessions, I think it was in York, and Jez did a program about adapting. You know, doing what you just did. Instead of covering that note, you lift for one, or octaves. You know, we have to adapt on these. So that's a good strategy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and everybody has different comfort zones on the pipe, don't they? And some people are really comfortable with the really high notes, and other people are really comfortable with a little finger over the end. And yeah, it's just all about whatever works for you, really. Okay.
Depends on the pipe a bit as well, though, doesn't it? As well as being on the piper.
So what sort of
folding tunes is a a thing which bagpipers do all the time because they just don't have the options.
So I sort of like making up the table as I go along, because I'm kind of like, sort of, as I say, at the moment it's just keeping going. But what rhythm would be a good rhythm? What did you play, Neil?
Well, I was trying to do a sort of a.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, you could actually. I would say you could actually do it as well as a. Sorry. So yeah. Or
and also with these things, it depends whether you're playing for dance or you're playing it as a tune, because I suspect there might be some kind of capers in this one. It sort of sounds as if there might be. I don't know if there are, but if there are, then you'd want to be lifting the dancers on those and launching them into their steps in each direction as well. So yeah, but obviously if you're just playing as a tune, you don't have to do that. Although actually sometimes I find if you kind of know a dance, and even if you're playing it for a session, it kind of makes it more interesting if you play it as if it's for the dancers, but you don't have to. Yeah. Aha. Who's up for the next tune? Yay, Chris. Go, Chris. Hi, Chris, you're muted.
Yes, sorry, I'm just unmuted. Yeah, it's a Welsh tune called Pant Corlan Ruin, which means hollow of the lamb's fold. I've played it for a while in public anyway. Allan ruin.
Yeah, very good.
Woohoo! That was nice. That's very good. Haha. Right. Well, do we have a volunteer to play the next one? Yay!
I'll have a go.
Hello.
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 Hello from Italy.
Hello. Oh, you going to have a go?
All right, I'd like to play the Pavan again.
Oh, lovely. That's a nice idea. Excellent.
And I'm trying to play it on my F pipe, to which I had to add a strip of leather because my fingers are too short. so let's see if it works.
I'm going to get my F pipe. That'd be really great. Excellent.
Excuse me. Have you got original sound on?
I suppose so, but I'm not that sure because I haven't got my computer today because it wasn't working. So I'm on an iPad and I don't know if I had it on. All right. Where can I find it? Sorry, not great with tablets.
Hover on the screen like a mouse, and you should pop up some menus. I think on iPads it's down below, but it'll say turn on original sound.
I've got live. Is it that? No.
No. Original sound somewhere. It probably says original sound is off. It might be at the top. Hover your finger over the screen.
Because I've got the on and off, the sound on and off. Then
it should be on. Make sure it's
yeah. The sound is on.
Original sound. Okay.
If it's there are 3 little dots on the right-hand corner, and that's where it is on mine.
Let me see. All right, if not, I've got video here. This is.
It's not in the settings. Just move your finger around your own face. Just go around. Then it pulls up 3 little dots in a blue box. Just go like this on the screen on your face, and it will pull up 3 dots in a box on the upper right corner. Or no?
I've got the 3 little dots, but
okay. So click on that.
Yeah.
And then it should turn original sound on.
No.
No. Okay, yeah, mine just says
I hate the computers in this occasion.
Okay. drums shut down the sound.
Yeah.
So.
And if I play further away without, because I can't.
Turn your body so the drum is not toward the microphone. Maybe that will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, but I can't find the original sound here.
That's all right. That's beautiful.
Right.
It sounded beautiful.
If I play like this, the drum is on this side.
Okay.
Is it better?
Yes. Try that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry for my back. Sorry for the mistakes.
Well, it's lovely to have some
And the
music
back.
played. It's lovely to have some music played from Italy. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Nice.
I managed to add 2 beats in one beat with the drum because it's something. But I noticed maybe it's because I'm accustomed to read the music. But if I read the music, I can add some different things, different notes or different beats on the tabor on the pipe. But if I learn it, if I memorize it, it's much more difficult. Maybe it's only because I'm accustomed to reading the music. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what I find. I don't know if it's because I come from learning everything by ear to start with. I find if I know something really well by ear, I find it quite easy to ornament it, and yeah, just working from playing by ear. Maybe it's all to do with what you're used to doing, I suppose. Yeah.
I take.
Well,
I take.
I
Oh, go ahead, Jillian.
I was brought up reading music, and when I came across the tabor pipe, I couldn't play it until Steve said, "You play by ear," and it's totally different from reading music or playing by ear, but play by ear.
Yes, I had the opposite learning experience when I started playing music. I was 3 years old and I did everything by ear. But then I had a little piano book. But I was really my whole life doing by ear and adapting what I saw on the page. But now I'm taking classes and I'm trying to play continuo. and with the piano, and it's just purely looking and going like this. It's a whole different skill from music by ear. So they are really two different parts of my brain. And I find now that I can't even remember what I played when I do the piano. I'm just scanning it like a little computer. So it is better to, like you said, memorize and get off the book when you can, and then have some fun with it once you can really play it by ear.
Okay, I'll have a go. So I've got something else to add to the.
It sounded very good, and the second time was better with the drum not shutting down.
Okay,
so.
now I'm going to look where it is the original sound for next time.
It's somewhere on your page.
Yeah, I have to have a look.
Yeah, definitely worth finding that, because it does make it makes it come across better, certainly.
It might depend on the system you're using. I don't use Windows or anything. I use Linux, and I don't seem to have original sound on mine. Mind you, my computer's very old as well, but I use an external microphone, and that seems to solve the problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
I could play one.
Yeah, you play one, Elizabeth. That'd be awesome.
Our Morris side, Renegade Rose, does an All Hallows Eve dance down. We dance the sun down, sort of the opposite of May Day, where May Day we dance the sun up, and on the on Halloween, so All Hallows Eve, we get together right at sundown, and we dance these real spooky, fun dances that our four has crafted. One of them is called, we do the round Ghost of Tom, and we use bones, big plastic bones for sticks. It's really a lot of fun. And she sent us a link. You can find this. An Eastbourne team danced John Barleycorn for Lammas. But we like Barleycorn also at the Dance the Sun Down, All Hallows Eve, because it's such a great spooky story about they kill John Barleycorn and he rises up again, and you probably all know John Barleycorn, so the meaning of it and all of that. So, and it's done, you can find it on YouTube, Eastbourne, Lammas, Barleycorn, Morris, and you'll see them doing the dance. We do it as well, but it's sung instead of played on instruments. So I sing it for the team, and they dance the John Barleycorn. He goes into the barn, and they mow him down, and he rises up again. And at the end of the dance, John Barleycorn pops up, he lives again, and the dancers go out like threshers, like they're threshing wheat, and it's really dramatic. So the John Barleycorn, and then there's also a little melody in here of it's a ronde, a Breton ronde by a group called Malicorn. So I'll put the two tunes together. I won't sing all the verses. It's so long, but I might sing a couple if that's all right. I'm going to start again. There were 3 men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try. And these 3 men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn should die. They plowed and sowed and harrowed him in, laid the clods on his head. And these 3 men made a solemn vow, and John Barleycorn was dead. So put your wine into glasses, cider in the old tin can. Put barleycorn in the nut brown bowl, for he is the strongest man. Here's little Sir John in the nut brown bowl and brandy in a glass. And little Sir John in the nut brown bowl proved the strongest man at last. For the hunter he can hunt the fox or loudly blow his horn, and the tinker can't mend the kettle and pots without the barley corn. So put your wine into glasses, cider in the old tin can, put barley corn in the nut brown bowl, for he is the strongest man. So put your wine into glasses, cider in the old tin can, put barley corn in the nut brown bowl, for he is the strongest man.
I really enjoyed that, Elizabeth.
That was lovely. Yeah.
I'd like to learn it. Is it on YouTube?
The dance is done on YouTube with a singer, but I can also send you, if you like that Rod Malicorn, that's one that I threw in.
I love it.
It's on our album. My little Mistral, the Mistral CD has the barley corn.
Right.
But yeah, you can find it on YouTube as well.
It's lovely. I really enjoyed it. Very
good.
good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we
that
have
was
a lot
really
of
nice.
fun at All Hallows.
We've just received an email from Terry.
Yeah.
It says, "Dear Gillian and Andy," so you've got it as well, Andy. Thanks for playing my pieces today. Had to leave early as nurses had their work to get on with. Thanks again, Terry.
Oh, how lovely. That's nice.
A card is a great idea. Yeah, we should all tell him,
Yeah.
being such a slacker, get back on that bike.
Oh, dear.
I know 3 people now who've had nasty accidents by falling off electric bikes. I was going to get one and I decided against it.
I read I've forgotten the statistics, but in the Netherlands, where they've got a long tradition and a huge tradition of bicycling, they found that cycle accidents have gone up a lot since a lot of people bought electric bikes for themselves.
Yeah, it's people like me who do it, because basically at my age we're just incompetent. That's all. It's just seriously.
Not enough about your age. You're probably younger than me.
I don't know. No. It's I mean, a fascinating thing. I don't know if anybody's interested, but I discovered you can actually get a saddle support thing now, which is like an office chair. And you have a little trigger on that on the handlebar. So when you go to traffic lights, you just push this trigger, and your seat is lowered, so you can put your feet on without falling over. And then when you set off, you put your feet on the pedals, stand up, release the trigger, and you can look at your normal height. It's fun for a bicycle. Anyway, I digress. Yes, but it's probably not the electric. It's just the age of the people. I mean,
and the speed. I think they go faster.
No, they don't. No, they're not legally allowed to give assistance at more than 15.5 miles per hour, which is 25 kilometres per hour.
Yeah.
And so it cuts out at that speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Ooh.
It's not the electrics, it's the bikes and the riders. We're bonkers. We're all mad.
Oh, well. David's just put a link to the YouTube in the chat. That's nice. Thanks, David.
You're welcome. No excuses now.
Excellent.
Our team does a slightly different version, but we especially like the dramatic ending when John Barleycorn's stick goes up and the whole team, and John Barleycorn is down. We do a count of 8 and John goes down and all the sticks go on top, and then we pause and he throws off the sticks, stands up, and then they go out threshing, and it's just really dramatic.
Wow.
Our 4 likes to do creative things. She writes in a field town style, but sort of our take on All Hallows Eve. Even the big plastic bones instead of sticks. So it's really fun.
Wow, that's fun. Aha, right. Do we? Would someone like to play another one, or shall I play one? Okay, I'll play one while you're thinking about what to play next. Okay. Okay, I'll have a go at. So this is something from Terry's book. If I can find it, yes. So I'm going to be playing it on the G pipe. It's page 11 in the same book, volume 2. I'm going to be playing it on the G pipe. It's When the King Enjoys His Own Again. I'm going to attempt to sing the song, but I may forget the words, of course, with the with the zoom factor. So I'll be playing it on the G pipe, and yeah. Oh, and when you in the words, if I manage to get all the words in, then you'll hear the names of various. There are lots of puns in this song about the names of famous philosophers, like I think there's one called Pond and another one called something else. Yeah. Anyway, so if you happen to be a 17th century philosopher buff, then you will understand completely what I'm singing about. Otherwise you may just notice the mistakes. Okay, here we go. Is that coming through okay? Okay. Okay, so this is What Booker Doth Prognosticate. What Booker doth prognosticate concerning the kingdom's present state? I think myself to be as wise as he that looks most in the sky. My skill goes far beyond the depths of the pond or river in the greatest way, by which I can tell that all things will be well when the king comes home in peace again. When the king comes home in peace again. lacy white hall with cockles hanging over all. Instead of silk and silver braid, as formerly it used to fade. In every bloom the sweet perfume, delightful for that princely trade, for which you shall see when the time it shall be, when the king comes home in peace again, when the king comes home in peace again. Till then on Ararat's hill my hope shall cast her anchor still, until I see some peaceful car bring home the branch which I do love. Then will I wait till the waters abate, which do disturb my faithful brain. I'll never rejoice till I hear that voice, that the king comes home in peace again, that the king comes home in peace again. Yeah, Dove was another philosopher as well, and Pond and Dove. There were a couple of them. Yeah, it's got some quite amusing rhymes in it as well. Aha, well, that's quite enough of that. Right, who's up for the next tune?
Well, on page 25, there's Over the Hills and Far Away.
Oh.
But it's called Where I Laid on Greenland's Closed. Could we all play that?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah. Hooray! That's fun. That's interesting. I didn't even know it was called something else. It's quite fascinating when you actually delve into this book, isn't it? The things you find out.
Yeah, I know the song. Over the hills and o'er the main, through Flanders, Portugal, and Spain, King George commands and we'll obey. over the hills and far away.
Yeah, I know that one, but I didn't know anything about this being laid on Greenland's coast.
No, must have used it for a song in the Beggar's Opera.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, very good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's in the Beggar's Opera. Yes. Yeah. Wow. There you go. Q. Right. Well. So, how are we doing? So do we have a next tune?
Sellinger's Round. Does everyone know Sellinger's Round? It's on page 19.
Woo!
It's a lovely tune. And we needn't do it too fast, obviously. Right. Sorry, it's on G, doesn't it?
Chris, you need to unmute.
Sorry?
Chris needs to mute.
And again. I've got water coming out the back. No, spit.
Oh,
one thing I noticed there that I was doing, which I don't know if anybody else does it, normally when I play top D, I've got 3 fingers on. But you can play it with everything off. And so in that second half, when you get to dun dudley dun dun dudley diddly da, the third stave down, the second bar, I normally play it with 3 fingers. It's much easier to do all fingers off, C, all fingers off, and then back to C again. Whereas everywhere else, when I get to D, I play 3 fingers on. But it's just useful to have that alternative fingering.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that, isn't it? Yeah, because I hadn't really kind of even realised that about that whole alternative fingering thing until quite recently. Yeah. Whoa.
And it's only on D that you've got alternative fingering, isn't it?
I guess.
Well, top F sharp you have, because you can either play it all fingers down or better with the first finger up. So you've just got the thumb and the second finger on, which gives a clearer and more easily sounding note. But that's not how I learned it. I learned it with all fingers on originally for top F sharp.
Top F sharp. Oh, right.
Oh, really? Gosh.
If you look in Terry's book, I don't know which fingering you use, he gives this.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
But
that's
actually
what I
learnt that.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
That's madness.
Well,
or is it? I don't know.
That's how I did it anyway. If you just play the harmonics, it works, but it doesn't actually sound as easily as the alternative, as I found out. Because especially if you're coming down from top A, I used to find it very easy to miss the F sharp. And then when I discovered I can leave that finger off, it made all the difference.
Yeah, that finger off is definitely
Yeah. It's the way to do it, but it's not the way I learnt.
Oh wow. It's amazing, isn't it amazing the things you learn? It sometimes makes me wonder what all the things are that I haven't found out about yet. Yeah. Wow. Cool. Right, we need another tune. That was very nice. What's the next tune? Who would like to play one? Yay, Chris. Go, Chris.
I'll give it a go. Looking at this book, I suddenly realised that above If I Was Laid on Greenland's Coast is another tune from the Beggar's Opera, but it's a tune I know as The Happy Clown. So I'll give that a go. I haven't played it for a long time, but I used to play it quite a lot. Hugh Rippon had a theory that a lot of the Fieldtown tunes, like Dearest Dickie and things, were derived from that. Now, whether he'd done research on that, I don't know. But I remember going to a Morris workshop with him once, and he claimed that.
Chris?
There is a section in there, isn't there, that sounds like Dearest Dickie, doesn't it?
What page was that, Chris? What
25.
page?
25.
25?
Hugh Rippon.
You know, in the, 17th, 18th century, they had lots of tunes to encourage birds to sing.
Right.
And this is the tune of the so-and-so and the tune of the so. Well, this is used for the tune of the parrot.
Wow. Wow. Right there. Whoa. Well, there you go. Well, I wonder if there's a tune of the parakeets, because there's lots of parakeets keep watching me doing my Morris prancing on the patio. If anybody knows of the tune of the parakeet, let me know and I'll try and learn it. Right, who's up for the next one then? The next tune. Yay, Neil. Go, Neil.
I'd like to do La Volta, which is on page 7. But I haven't practiced it, but I think it's a really great tune. But so it'll be interesting to see what comes out, if anything. And it's 3/4 time. Right, okay. Ah. I've fallen into the error of playing something which is I haven't practiced before. So I think I will have to. Yes, it was a bit more complicated than I thought. I shall mute.
Well, I think that was a very jolly effort, though, and we're all.
It's a great tune. I love the tune.
And we're all thinking of Queen Elizabeth and the Earl of Leicester there, you know.
Well, I personally wasn't, but now you mention it, yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry about that, anyway, but good tune.
I think that was fun. That was definitely fun. Yeah. Right. Who's up for the next one then?
Well, I think that we should play another one in the book, which is the first tune that I ever learned at a Terry Mann workshop, and it's the Bear Dance on page 27. And it is the Bear Dance, and it is of Belgian origin, even though it says possibly of unknown origin. I think Chris Shaw's the person to check up with that, because he's got quite a lot of experience of sort of Belgian folk music. But as I say, this was the tune that I learned from Terry Mann, and he used some plastic plumbing as pipes and bits of hardboard as tabors in a session at Sidmouth about 4 years ago.
Hooray! That's very good.
So yes, and apologies because I don't read music, so I forget about how many A's and B's it is. It just sort of fits better with the idea of Morris music, really, to play 2 A's and 2 B's.
Yeah, well, why not? You know. Sounds like a good plan.
But at least, I think it's great. It's a great tune to learn because you just jump in octaves, and it's just so nice to have tunes in a sort of minor key that sort of just seems to fit this pipe so beautifully.
Yeah, it's a fabulous tune, isn't it? It's really, really good. Yeah.
I could do one.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
In the book, on page 16, in the center of the page, jog on, And I learned this when we were doing the Shakespeare, our little retreat for Shakespeare, and it's a song from The Winter's Tale, probably used in Winter's Tale by Shakespeare, but the words talk about how wonderful it is to be poor because we don't have any of those encumbrances that the rich have. And so it's more fun to jog on the footpath way and hint the style, and your merry heart will go all the way and your sadness will tire in a mile. So it's all about the joys of being poor and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. So what I would do is we can play through and then put some beats in between, and then I'll sing some of the verses. It's kind of cute piece. So I'll just put a 3, 4 in between every repetition. I'm doing a D pipe, right? So here we go. Jog on the footpath way, merrily hint the style. Your merry heart goes all the day, your sadness tires in a mile. Cast care away, let sorrow cease, a fig for melancholy. Let's laugh and sing, or if you please, we'll frolic with sweet Dolly. Your paltry money bags of gold, what need have we to store for? When little or nothing soon is told, we will have less to care for. Jog on the footpath way, merrily hint the style. Your merry heart goes all the day, your sadness will tire in a mile. One more time.
Hooray! That was fun. That was very nice. Gosh, all that Shakespearean stuff, that was all jolly fun, wasn't it? Oh, right. We've got about 15 minutes left, I suppose. Okay.
Does anybody know Grimstock?
Ooh.
Could anybody play? I'm not suggesting I play it, but I just wondered if anybody else knew it. They could play it, because that'd be nice.
I don't think I could lead it. Can anybody else lead Grimstock? Yes. Gillian can. Yay. Hurrah.
Preferably in D.
Oh, yes. Grimstock. Yes, as written. As written, yes. Let me get the chair out of the way.
What page is it on?
Slightly differently on the first time bar.
Which page is it?
Sorry, page 15.
Ooh.
You'll notice I'll play it slightly differently on the first time bar, but that's all right. You can do what you like, can't you? Oh, lovely one. D pipe. And then I play that all again. Ah, right. I'm sure you need it because the second stave is a bit dull. So we'll start again and we'll play first time, second time, and then the whole thing again there before we go on to the second stave.
Woohoo! That was fun.
Yes.
That was very nice.
We did quite a lot of Playford bits at what festival was it? Down at Lichfield?
Oh yeah.
Lichfield Festival. We did lots of Playford, didn't we?
Yes, and some 18th century stuff, didn't we? That
Yes.
was nice.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
It was a very long time ago, but I've been playing this one ever since.
Juniper virginialis.
Juniper.
Juniper wood. Juniper virginialis.
I'll have to ask Rob about that, won't I? Juniper. Write that down.
Yeah, very good.
Can I ask a question about literature? What is a good Playford source to buy?
So
There's one that's got every Playford tune
Yes.
in it.
the Jeremy Barlow
Is
one.
Yes.
that the one that Neil is
And
about to get?
It's
Yes.
in
Yeah,
print?
that's
Yeah,
the
that's
one.
the one.
Yeah, we've
that's
got
the
that. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Still
really
in
good.
print? What's it called? I mean, who's the author? Playford Dancing Master, and it's still in print, right?
Yeah. It's published by Faber.
Okay,
Do you want the ISBN number?
sure.
Don't know where it is.
Usually inside.
Can you put it on the chat, Neil?
Sorry?
Put the number on the chat.
Yeah. Right, I'll try.
Thank you.
All right.
Uh-huh.
David, thank you for posting the link for the barleycorn.
Shall I shall I play Mundes? I'll play Mundes, but that's on page 17. The only thing is that I may not play the same sequence of sequence as this because I'm used to playing it from Morris jig. So I'll just have to I'll just have to play the version that I know, and maybe you can work out how it fits to the music, because it may not be the same as what's written down there. Okay, so it's page 17. I'm going to be playing it on a D pipe. Yeah, so it's going to be it sort of kind of seems to start about the same as is written here. I think I actually shift down. If I play it correctly, I shift down an octave in some of the parts of it, but we'll see what happens. It may all go pear-shaped. Yeah, yes, indeed it has. Okay, try again. Yes. Well, so the moral is practice the things you're going to play before the session. Note to self. I was having to remember not to do the slows as well. Yeah, there's all lots of things going on in my head during that one. Oh dear. Oh gosh, we haven't got many minutes now. Who wants to play something? Do we have a volunteer? Yes, we got Chris. Hooray! Go, Chris.
Chris, you have to
Chris,
unmute.
you're muted at the moment, Chris. Chris, you're muted. Chris, you are muted.
Sorry, I'm going all in the wrong places today. I'm muted when I shouldn't be and unmuted when I should be.
We've all been there with that.
It's a Zoom hazard.
Yeah. Hooray!
I like the roll that you did when you drag the stick and you do the bump dum.
Yeah.
Those rolls are nice.
We missed what that one was called, Chris.
The Albania Quick Step.
I do
with Albania at all.
Well, I didn't know the name. I have heard the tune before.
Have you?
I don't know where from, but it sort of like seemed to ring a bell.
Well, I first heard it on a CD by Hoover the Dog, probably. Anyhow, the band involving Paul, what's his name, on the brilliant Squeezebox player. But I actually found the
Paul Sartin.
Paul
Sartin?
Paul Sartin's the oboist who plays with him, and it's Paul Hutchinson.
Paul Hutchinson, okay.
But I actually got the music from a collection of Welsh tunes, because that version was in a manuscript compiled by a woman called Mary Richards, who lived in Darowen near Machynlleth in mid Wales, and composed she compiled a whole manuscript of folk tunes, including that one, although it's probably not originally Welsh. And she didn't have a Welsh name for it. She actually gave the English name the Albania Quick Step. But it's a nice tune, rather
very nice.
Very good. Okay. Well, I think it is now time to do Hunt the Squirrel. So whip your squirrels out. If you happen to have any squirrels lurking about the place.
And can I point out that Hunt the Squirrel is in this volume too, on page 16. So it's a good one to play today.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Right. Here, are we all ready? Wow.
I have
Great.
written I've written a song with words to Hunt the Squirrel.
Have
and
you?
It has our names in it, and a chorus about our festival, and a chorus of Friends of Every Nation. And so maybe I'll write that out and send it so we could sing it. You know, Jillian and Andy hunting the squirrel. I'm Sue, Jazz, and Steven hunting the squirrel with you. Bill, MJ, and Terry hunting the squirrel, etc., etc. And the chorus, we've all come to the festival, nothing better we'd like to do than play the tower pipe, hunting the squirrel with you. We've all come to the festival, nothing better we'd like to do than play the tower pipe, hunting the squirrel with you.
Wow, that's fun. And I suppose you'll have to add extra verses for any unexpected people that you've forgotten to put.
Well, you know, I just threw them in, but also there's a generic verse of friends from every nation, hunting the squirrel, join the celebration, hunting the squirrel with you.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I must say that I can actually play along with that now, and I know that I can do it. You know, I can, you know, it's not. I'm just sort of fudging it. I feel as though I've got there. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, very, very good. Aha, right. Well, so it's lovely to see everybody. I'll keep working away on what to do about the winter warmer. I don't really know yet. There might be some physical aspect to it. I don't know. I'll have to find out.
What does that mean?
Well, we might actually meet up physically for the winter warmer. I don't know.
Ah, where would that be?
Well, there are some options. There might be some options of St Albans or somewhere in Surrey might be possibilities. I don't know.
Is there a fixed date, or is that still flexible?
I'm still working on the date. Yeah. So
for winter warmer, if it's closer to London, it's easier for people to get in for a short little thing. And I thought Rotherhithe was a beautiful place to have it, and that was easy access for those of us who fly 10 hours to come and see you.
Yes. Yeah, so I think it won't be terribly far from London. Certainly, it will be somewhere vaguely central. If it is physical, which of course it might not be if we have some mad new variant or something going on. Who knows? Yeah. So I'll keep you all posted. But yeah. Wow, lovely to see you all. And we got the November one as well. That'd be good. And look forward to that. What do we want to do in the November one? Do we want to do the next book in Terry's series again? Are we going to go through again? Which book are we on at the moment? Volume 2. I think that's the Morris one, isn't it? Volume 3, is it? Is it the Morris one? It is the Morris one. Do you fancy doing the Morris one next time? You don't have to, of course. You can always deviate from the plot. Okay, well,
I think the problem with Volume 3 is that I think it's the one that's out of print. But if you could sort of just give us the index, like I could research the tunes. You know, if you.
Yeah, and Terry sent me. It was out of print, but he made me sent me a copy by PDF instead of the book. So maybe we could send out, some of those tunes, because the Morris one is out of print.
He is actually having, I think, everything reprinted because the Early Music Shop is going to stock them.
Well, and he could send it to you as a PDF, and I printed it out. I printed out the booklet he sent as a PDF, so I printed it at home.
The other thing is that, to be honest with you, I mean, it's Cotswold Morris tunes. I mean, if you go onto the Ring website, you'll find all of the Cotswold Morris tunes.
If you could if you just give us a shot of the index, we can do that. Find the tunes out.
Right.
Because I know a lot of the tunes, but obviously I don't know which ones. Terry's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think the idea would be to just do pretty much any Morris stuff. But yeah, I can certainly do that. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do that. I'll put the contents on the website. And is it helpful to have two or three that we want to play sort of worked out in advance?
Yes.
Is that good? Okay. Do we have any particular favourites that we want to do? I suppose we could do.
We'd go at the whole book, couldn't we? Start it from the beginning, go right through.
We could have an interesting discussion about how to play Orange and Blue.
It's really funny actually, because every time Steve starts talking about that, I have to sort of like zip my mouth so that I don't say anything.
It's going to make a very good 3-time bourrée.
There's a very fine Atterbury dance to the waltz time version of the tune actually, which works really, really well.
I like the Cuckoo's Nest. Cuckoo's Nest is in there with the Sherborne list.
Yeah, Cuckoo's Nest. Good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's very nice.
That's my tune. That's the tune they let me play for the Morris dancers, Cuckoo's Nest. They let me play it on the pipe and tabor instead of the melodeon.
Yeah, but I saw you playing the pipe, but not the tabor at Lincoln.
Too many drummers.
Yes. Oh well.
So Viv,
it's great.
Which tradition do you want to do that Cuckoo's Nest in then?
I'm leaving you now, so if you
I don't know.
See you, Chris.
Thanks very much, everybody. Nice session.
Yeah, thank you.
See you next month, all being well. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, which tradition do you do it, Viv?
We do it Cotswold. No, Border.
Oh, you do a Border version. Okay, so it would be okay to do the Sherborne one, would it? It's a sort of a minory one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's a lovely one. Okay, well that's one we'll do then. Any other requests?
Any of them, really?
Okay, I'm going to request Monk's March then. That's a nice one.
Or Drunk's March, as we do it with the steins on their head, and you have to drink all of what's in the stein on the paws. They call it the Drunk's March. They've adapted it.
What about Idbury Hill?
Oh, I love that.
Idbury Hill, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, okay.
In the Bampton list, it says jogging to the fair. Is that the same as jockey to the fair?
Yes, it's
jockey
similar.
To the fair. Okay.
Yeah. It's of course all the jockey to the fairs are all slightly different. That's the slightly confusing thing. So if you know one, it will really confuse you if you try and play another one.
Right.
Yeah, there's something like an 8-bar B, a 10-bar B, and a 14-bar B, and you can guarantee that the one you know is not the one that they want.
Yeah, and they all have slightly different steps. And,
absolutely.
I thought there was just one Barbie.
Blue-Eyed Stranger is a fun tune to learn.
Yeah, that's a nice one, and that's a Bucknell one.
That'd be good.
Bucknell Blue-Eyed Stranger. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, well that gives us
Well, I do Fieldtown Blue-Eyed Stranger. Is that the same?
Near enough.
Is it the same as the Fieldtown version?
It's in here in the book as Headington. Blue-Eyed Stranger on page 19.
Oh, is it? Okay. I didn't even know there was a
It's more or less the same.
Okay.
It's near enough the same.
It's near enough the same. There's
Near
one or
enough
two
the
notes
same.
that I play different, but it doesn't matter.
And
Okay.
I love Ring of Bells, just the tune, Ring of Bells.
Okay. Ring of Bells. Okay. Well, that's
It's a
5
fun
we've got then.
Yeah.
That's probably enough to be going on with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got Cuckoo's Nest, Sherborne, Monk's March, Sherborne, Idbury Hill.
I would add, if I was to add one on, I'd add on the Rose.
The Rose Field Town. Okay.
With the singing or without?
With singing or without?
I didn't even know there was. I didn't even know there was singing with it.
Oh.
If you want to do the singing, David, I'm sure we'll
see the dancers. 3x3 is the most illustrious sight. If anyone saw a better one, we'll very well know they lied. And if you come along with us, you'll something as a friend, and the faded rose of England will raise and bloom again, or something.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, that's a challenge then to learn that.
I'll have to find them now.
Okay, so we got Cuckoo's Nest, Sherborne, Monk's March, Sherborne, Idbury Hill, Bladington, Blue-Eyed Stranger, Headington, Ring of Bells, Lichfield, and the Rose Field Town. We should have a Bucknell one. Let's have Saturday night. Saturday night,
Yeah,
Bucknell.
that's a good
There
one.
you go. There we go. Well, we got quite a few there, haven't we? I'll find links to all of them, and then I'll get Gillian to send it out to everybody.
Right.
Okay. Lovely to see everybody. Absolutely awesome.
Could you remind me which is it, the third Sunday or whatever Sunday we are next month?
Oh, that's an interesting point.
Just want to make sure it's in our joint diary so I don't get gazumped.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I think it's the.
Is it the third?
It's the third Sunday, isn't it? It's the
So it'd be the
21st of November, I think,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right? Or am I wrong
No.
about this? I don't know.
21st, 21st, 3rd.
Or is it the 14th? Yeah, that's the second Sunday, isn't it? I don't know.
21st.
Did we? I can't remember whether we had a second. Oh, we had a second Sunday rule, unless there was a reason why not, didn't we? I think.
Oh, 14.
So maybe we should make it the 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, the 14th it is, as far as I know, the 14th. Cool. Okay, it's the 14th, right.
It is Remembrance Sunday, by the way.
It's all right. Good.
Yeah, 14th is good. Okay, it's the 14th. Hurrah.
I've just spotted something very, very suspicious. Deep State. I've got a standard printed off calendar, and there's a certain day in November, and they've put on Happy Birthday. Where did they get the information from? Oh, it's suspicious.
Oh.
They're watching.
Haha, how dare they? Okay.
Can I,
14th it is then.
yeah, can I ask? Is anybody going to our butchers to the Spanish festival, or is that just a wishful thinking.
Steve is the person to ask. I don't know if he's. I can't make it this time.
Well, we were sort of like thinking it would be great to go because we've got accommodation in the area. We've got a friend who lives nearby, but I think it's just the whole thing about not having travelled anywhere for a long time is sort of quite, the fact that things aren't so free and easy, and perhaps other priorities. But we would have loved to have gone. Don't know if has anybody been there.
Yeah, so yeah, Steve's been lots of times. Gillian's been. I've been. Yeah, it's really, really good. If you want more information, I'm sure Steve can find it out for you.
Well, I've got links to all the sort of websites and things. And as I say, we've got a friend who wanted us to go and stay there, but I think because we've got a priority to go to Sweden to see our son who's just emigrated there. We kind of like thought, well, it's a bit much to think. Flying off to 2 places before Christmas is a bit much, but we'd like to go there at some point.
Well, maybe there'll be more people going next year. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, well, lovely to see everybody. Yeah. So really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
See you on the
everyone.
14th.
Thank you. Bye.